Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Storm Collectibles Death Adder from Golden Axe. Yeah, I'm excited, as you can tell. This guy has a seamless body, which is something completely different that Storm has not done before. And actually, I kind of like it. It's different for me. The first time I messed with seamless bodies were with Hot Toys and Fison. And the metal joints under weren't working for me, but with the soft plastic system of Storm, I'm willing to try it again because the metal joints would rust and then it would break. It happened to my Shuri, which kind of sucks. But that's neither here nor there. It could be because I play with my toys too much. So we're gonna test that out with Death Adder. He big, he beefy, and sometimes he's squeaky, and I'm okay with that. But let's talk about the toy. Death Adder is big. Like my display had to literally change because I can't really fit him all the way in the frame. It's even if I zoomed all the way back. So if I move him back even further, you'll see just how big he is, even in comparison to like how the pillars are. Like you can still see like the top and stuff. But I really like what they did with this guy. They reimagined him in a modern way because Death Adder never actually showed his face. It's always hidden underneath the helmet. It's really they do the pitch black silhouette technique. And as you can see, if you take it off, it's just the glowing eyes. But what's really cool is that, and I'm not sure if this is even gonna pick up on camera. Come on, we can do it, you guys. There we go. You'll see that he's picking up on that those cranium. Like you can see like the veins in his head, which is pretty cool. And if you're wondering why he's wet, it's because I wanted to remold the helmet because in packaging it came a little bit warped, and a little bit of boiling water fixed that. So this is soft plastic, in case you're wondering, including the horns, so you don't have to worry about any breakage whatsoever, which I am a fan of. But yeah, Death Adder has the silhouette on the. Oh, there we go. He has a silhouette for the top of his head, all the way through, running around the neck. So that way, when you pop his helmet on, the silhouette matches. So he's modernized for that in his 16-bit glory. The shoulder pads are technically removable, but I'm not going to try to remove mine in an attempt that it won't pop back in, anything like that. But they are tabbed in at the shoulder. And then we have our arms, which roll out. So we have a full-blown normal articulation that rotates out, which is really dope. Our arms are a separate joint from the seamless body because you'll see the joint here, which is pretty cool. And we maintain our double joints. But because it's seamless, it kind of just folds in. So as you can see here, it's not really going to be an issue in terms of articulation because let's test it out, right? So we folded the arms in with all the squeaky glory. Let's actually rotate things around. I want to really test this out because I'm going to pop this joint out and I want to test out how this works, right? So because it's seamless, you can't see what's going on. So you have to sit down and actually like take it out, mess around and play with it. And it still looks pretty good. Like even off the body, this looks really, really good. And as you can see, mine was rotated the wrong way. So I took it out, rotated it. And because this is now seamless, I wouldn't recommend any silicone shock oil because I don't know how that's gonna mess with the material. But as you can see here, it rotates all the way through. You can have him pop off the gauntlets in case you want to see just how far it flexes in. But it is double jointed, and as you can see here, yeah, I'm gonna keep flexing it because I want to test it out, and this is some strong material, squeaky or not. Now let's pop this in. There we go. Let's see about the other side. Up and down. We rotate around with no problem. Shoulder points get there. Let's check our butterfly joint. So let's see. Yep. You can still technically flex forward as you press all those muscles. And in our midsection, it is a full-blown, like he's abbed out. It's solid in there. He's a brick. So like he's washing like clothes on this. This is the washboard. So if we can flex in, let's see about it. So technically, no, we can't flex in, but we do have a lower rotation here. You can slightly tilt side to side. Our head articulation remains the same. So our head articulation does not miss. That remains the same. You can go up, down, tilt left and right. As far as our legs go, those are also seamless. Even if you take it up, see? No joints. Completely seamless. But personally, Death Adder wasn't meant to be super articulated. I just think I'm gonna try to go ham because that's me. But I don't think he was meant to be super articulated. Even in any of the photos, he wasn't seen that way. Now we have most of the upper body covered. When we talk about our legs, though, let's see. We can rotate all the way up, and we can flex pretty far in. So this is pretty cool. We can rotate side to side. We can go up and down, and we do have some thigh swivel. Now these are also removable, but I don't want to try to remove them because every time I moved around those the joints here at the bottom, you can actually like slightly take this apart. I have to heat that up every time, and I don't want to take the time out of the video to do that. So as far as our feet go, we can go backwards, we can go forwards. We have a toe pivot, which is pretty thick, and we can rotate in and out. We actually have a pretty generous ankle pivot. Now, as far as posing this guy, right? Let's try to pose him up a little bit. See what Death Adder can really do. Because he's not going to get anything super dynamic, but you are going to get a character who can technically take some battle axe stances. Because great example I want to say is I play a lot of Fire Emblem. Well, at least I used to play a lot of Fire Emblem, like the older stuff. So getting him into an axe battle stance shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah. You just want to worry about the helmet pressing up against the shoulder pads. But yeah, he's looking pretty good. I like this. So no, he won't be the most dynamic thing, which it kind of sucks because I really like the articulation, but that doesn't mean he doesn't look gorgeous doing it. And then I feel just like I do with Wonder Woman, where it's like, yeah, I'll be able to get him in some poses, but I'm not gonna be able to do the crazy dynamic stuff. But then again, he's a guy with a giant axe too, so unless we're going with the anime tropes, which weren't a thing at the time. But anyway, let's get ready to jump into those accessories. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Now we're going to talk about accessories, and one of the first things we're going to talk about is the fact that he comes with the most important thing in the game, the Golden Axe. Pretty much makes you invincible. Well, not completely, because obviously you can beat him, but he does come with the Golden Axe, and it's a pretty big size, because even when you compare it to like a Mezco figure, like this axe is gigantic. Real quick, like here's a quick size comparison with an Aquaman. As you can see, my camera's usually higher. I mean, it's higher than usual, and look at it. Like, look at that. This axe is gigantic, and it's sitting against the base of the floor. This axe is big, but I really like how it came out. It's very simple, true to its design, and I'm hoping to get extra so that way I cut the axe in half so it looks like the axe that was kind of in the original in-game credits. But yeah, and then we have our accessories. So we will get some open palm hands. These are going to be your open action hands, whether it's like lead the charge, go ahead, things like that. We have open gripping hands, whether it wants to be for evil, holding items, using special flames, or throwing magic spells, you can use these. Then you have your weapon gripping hands. These are going to be able to grip the axe. Now, real quick, I do want to test it out because I use a lot of Mythic Legion stuff. So, I used one of my Ogre axes to see if he can hold it properly. I'm pretty sure he can. Yep, can grip a smaller axe with no problem. Now, when you talk about one of the 1/6 scale axes that come with any of the Motu stuff, right? Oop. He can also grip these as well. So you do have other options for crazy cool weapons for Death Adder. And yeah, you get to have some fun. We're going to jump into size comparison. I need to figure out a way to frame it so that way it doesn't look anything like crazy that you could see on my desk because it'll drive me nuts. But let's take a second. Let's jump into size comparison. So as we jump into size comparison, one thing I want to talk about is that I forgot the alternative head sculpt. Now, I was too excited talking about a bunch of other stuff that I forgot, and that's on me, y'all. But here's our alternative sculpt, and it is the grit teeth face. Still with all the cool veins in the head too, which I do like that they kept that consistent. It's really nice. Let's see what it looks like with the helmet on for your boy Death Adder. Yeah. This is a good look. Especially if you feel like the silhouette is just too quiet, This one definitely adds some emotion and expression to his look. Let's add the helmet back on. And let's get this guy going with the size comparison. I've tried to space it out as much as possible. I think the first thing I want to do is cover some big boys. So let's do that. Here he is next to the Storm Collectibles Warden. And as you can see, these guys are both big boys. I actually have this guy out on perma display because I really, really like the Warden, and me and my wife have fun playing Gears. And even though he is not bigger than him, that seamless body just does something for that body type that makes it seem pretty cool, and I like that. I think that's one of the cooler things about this. The silhouette, not the silhouette. The seamless body makes it a lot more fun for people who do like 1/6 scale photography or focus on an aesthetic and look. That's something I don't really do. But I'm pretty sure other people would appreciate that. And I think that I should point that out because not everybody is going to shoot the same style or enjoy a toy the same way. So it's one of those things where, keep in mind. Here we are with a Mythic Legion's Ogre scale. And as you can see, he is even smaller than Death Adder, but I feel like it's a very nice comparison because Death Adder is like larger than life because of his axe, right? So let's move these guys. Now we're going to compare some Golden Axe stuff. I want to compare Dragon, because Dragon is just cool. Then we have the Axe Battler, who he comes with, which I still think this is one of the most underrated 2-packs ever in like existence. Then we have Skeletons, who is part of Death Adder's army. And look, it looks fantastic, these guys. They look really good together, and I think this is a really nice combination that you can use if you're a real good video game like guy, like you love games or you just love these kind of characters. This is for you. So for Mythic Legions people, Conan people, anybody that likes fantasy or D&D, this is going to be 100% up your alley. Then we have something like the NECA Predator, right? And these guys look tiny next to Death Adder. So you can like make him a giant, right, compared to them. Then we have a Mythic Legion, right? So as you can see, like, you can see what I'm talking about in terms of size, just looking cool. Here's a 1000 Toys Dante. Here is an SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Decayed complete form. And as you can see, it literally just gets tinier and tinier compared to Death Adder. Let's move these guys out of the way. Next up, here is a Lightning Collection White Ranger. Here is a Marvel Legends Black Panther. Here is a Storm Collectibles Sub-Zero. Right? Here is Mezco Cosplay Me. Especially if I'm going to be lazy. Lazy cosplay, y'all. It's fun. It's fun, I ain't gonna front. And these guys look like little tiny people compared to Death Adder. And here is an Articulated Icons Ninja to round out the end of all the tiny people compared to him. Right? So yes, it's one of those things where if you've been collecting the Golden Axe line, you are absolutely going to love this. The seamless body may take away some of that ab crunch, but it does leave you fully posable in a lot of other areas. So I'm pretty sure you can make it work. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the photos at the end too. Thank you for always watching, sticking through to the end and having me try something new and you guys enjoy it. Shout out to Storm, as usual. I appreciate you guys. And shout out to everybody that always watches. Again, guys, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.